Good afternoon and welcome to War Thunder. This is Old Dead Man. This is my third attempt to record the audio for this one, so bear with me as I get everything together. I'm now sitting in my car outside where it is quiet and the wind is not causing issues, and there's not a loud amount of background noise. So we'll see how this turns out for the audio portion. I did receive a viewer question this just recently, and here's kind of the summary of it. Hey, I know this might be a little odd, but I know that there's going to be a sale soon, and I was wondering if you have any recommendations for the US Tech Tree. I've got $20 and I'm looking to get my first premium. Well, let's see if we can answer that question for you. I've gone through all the premiums in the US Tech Tree, and at least all the ones that are available for either GE or cash, of course. If you're going to go for a Gaijin coin premium, that's beyond my scope, so I did not check on the prices of those. Let's see what we got. My criteria were pretty straightforward. It had to be either less than $20, which is about 3,000 golden eagles, or, assuming they do 50% off, it had to be less than 6,000 golden eagles, or about $40, as of the current price right now. One additional requirement I put on it is had to be at least Tier 3. If it's below Tier 3, it's not going to be any use. You won't have any long-term need for the vehicle. Whereas a good premium in Tier 3 or 4 is useful throughout your entire time playing War Thunder. So let's see what we got going on here in the American Tree. We'll start with the air options, and then we'll switch over to the ground options. And there are a lot more air options. Let's start with the ones that I'm absolutely going to discount. Just because, and I'll tell you a quick summary of why. The P61A1 is a BR 3.7 for 2,500 golden eagles. This is a sister to the Black Widow. There's nothing special about it. It does have a 3.19 KD listed in Thunderskill, but it has only a 41.94% win rate. Some of that's the fact that it's this BR. Some of it's that it's a challenging plane to fly. I just can't recommend it for this purpose. The Xa58 Grizzly. It's a twin engine with a cannon in the nose, and I don't mean a 20 millimeter. I believe it's got a 75 in the nose. It costs 3,850 GE and has a 75.68% win rate, but I just cannot. I suspect that's more because it's probably being taken into ground RB, and the teams that BR are carrying it rather than anything else. The XP50, another twin engine, 3.7 BR, 1750 GE, has a 65.17% win rate, and it says it has a 5.13 KD in Air RB. And I would like to believe that. Well, I should say it shows a 5.13 KD. I'd like to believe that number, but I suspect there's probably, just because it's so rare, that only the best players fly it. The BF109 F4 is a 4.0 premium at 1,300 GE, has a 58.42% win rate and a 3.19 KD. And the only reason I'm taking this one entirely off the recommended list is because it's a BF109. They have a notoriously unique playstyle, which works well when all of you are using that same playstyle, but it stands out in the US trees. Nothing else plays exactly like it. That said, a good P51 player can probably make the BF109 sing. But unless you're coming from the German tree and just looking to have that great Air RB option, I would stay away from the BF109. Okay, let's go to the ones that I do like. Well, like is not the right word, but I think are useful as premiums. The BTD-1 is a 4.0 BR bomber at 1,750 GE, has a 65.9% win rate, and while its KD is only 0.09, I have personally carried a match, and I'll see if I can link it up and put it in the put it up here. I personally carried a match in this thing, and if flown right, it's a ton of fun. And if flown badly, you still get to bomb a lot of stuff. So it's fun, and that's one of the things that makes it interesting. If you fly it just right, you can take on similarly heavy vehicles, even some of the lighter ones. But you're not going to outturn a Spit. You're not going to outturn a Zero. Your only bet is to use that bomber spawn to dive down on your enemies and force them farther and lower. And if you can do that, you are a great asset to your team. A2D-1. It's a 7.0 BR now. It has a cost of 4,890 GE and a 61.55% win rate. This guy is effective in both air RB and ground RB. However, at 7.0, it is facing jets. It's not even a question mark. The A2D-1 is a turboprop airplane. It is fast, but it would be far more effectively used in ground RB in the current meta with all that ordnance. That said, great pilots can do great things with the A2D-1. The A6M2, it's a 3.3 BR premium at 1,300 GE. It has a 62.98% win rate and a 1.95 KD. It's a Zero. It turns like crazy. It's a great plane. It is not a miracle worker in that sense, but it is a great plane, and it turns a lot. It's the turniest looking plane in the entire American tech tree, and that's only because we stole it from the Japanese. So keep that in mind, that it is a unique play style. It's a lot of fun. You're going to find that you'll be able to outturn pretty much everything, and then you'll have to deal with the Japanese guns to get anything shot down. A lot of fun, and when it's mixed with a good American team, it's just a monster. But it's no good for ground RB unless all you're doing is air superiority. The P51 D20, it's a 4.3 BR premium at $29.99. So if they have a 50% off option, that'll take it down to about $15. And this would be an awesome pickup, both for air RB and ground RB. It is a typical P51, though. You have to climb. And when you think you've done climbing, you better climb some more. And about the time you think you're above everybody else, climb for another little while. Then you can just shred everything on your, work your way down from the top and just shred everything in your path. Good plane, but it only has a 1.05 KD, mainly because, against airplanes, I'm assuming. Mainly because most people don't fly it that way. It carries ordnance. So it's probably mostly used in ground RB. And I think it's a great pickup for that purpose particularly. A good pilot with a P51, even the D20, will do wonders in air RB. It does still have a 63.14% win rate. Good plane and a great pickup if you're on a 50% off sale. Now let's move over. Oh, by the way, that one also, as I recall, comes with 15 days of premium, and it comes with 2,000 Golden Eagles. So not only do you pick up an airplane if it's at 50% off for a steal of a deal, but you end up with enough Golden Eagles, you could pick up another premium or even pay for most of another premium that was being sold for GE. So you have the possibility for a two-for pickup. So my recommendations on the air side, A6M2 or the P51 D20. Both great options. The A6M2, even though it's 3.3 BR, is still a rank 3 vehicle and would therefore be good for grinding up to rank 4, tier 4 vehicles. So good pickup either way. You won't go wrong with either one. Let's talk about the ground options. There's a lot less ground options in these parameters. Now understand, I did not go after the Gaijin marketplace. I didn't go after anything that's sold on the Gaijin marketplace. I don't participate on it. I don't know the prices on it, and I don't know how it's affected by, like, the annual sale, the anniversary sale. So the options I came up with this one. The T20 5.7 BR costs 2,980 Golden Eagles. Has a 3.12 KD and a 64.19% win rate. This is a great tank. It's maneuverable, but it still has armor. It's like you took the M18 and up-armored it enough where you didn't lose didn't lose quite so much mobility, but you gained the ability to actually take a hit or two compared to the M18. Good tank, same gun, same ammo, same everything else, but you've got some armor. You can actually stand a chance of bouncing a shot or two. Very, very nice tank. T29, if we're doing the 50% off sale and you've got $20 burning a hole in your pocket, this is a definite great option. That'll take it down to around $20, and the T29, I've got friends who love it. Anytime there's a new vehicle in the American tech tree, they are jumping in their T29s to research it out because it makes money hand over fist. It has a 3.01 KD and a 72.35% win rate, and that's at 7.0. With the volumetric armor changes, I expect it's even more effective. But I don't think it's going to be up-tiered anymore, because after that, once you get above 7.0, you start looking at all that heat FS and all the things that really wreck even the heavy armor options. So I suspect it's going to stay there, and I think it's going to be good at that BR. M18 Black Cat 5.7 BR, 2,980 GE. Has a 60.74% win rate and a 1.38 KD. It's an M18. If you're looking for fun, and that's what you're investing in, is something that's a blast to play. And let's cut to the chase. You'll have the Tech Tree M18 and the Black Cat. You can run two M18s in a line. This is the way to go. It's a great option. Love the M18. I drive it a lot, or at least I used to. And it's a blast to play. You can carry matches with an M18, unlike many other options. This thing will do it if you play it just right. Flanking, shooting them in the side, catching them by surprise. Not long range. They've got no zoom, but great tanks. They're a lot of fun to play, but they do have that unique play style. There's nothing else like it. And the last option is the Cobra King at 5.3 for 2,980 GE. It has a 1.71 KD and a 57.77% win rate. The Jumbos, this is one of the Jumbo variants, have really, I think they've really gone up in effectiveness again, at least for their armor on the volumetric changes. They're going to be harder to kill, but the problem is that it can't really go up any higher in BR because the 75mm gun can't kill anything at those BRs. So you end up having to try and drive a heavy tank like a flanking M18 in order to get kills. But you can also still bounce shots like crazy. And I think that's going to be its saving grace. That said, I do not recommend the Cobra King as a pickup just because of the challenges, and I expect it's going to go up in BR again, just because of the volumetric shell changes and the effects it's going to have on its armor. So, in summary, if you've got that $20 and they do a 50% off, you could pick up the T29 and still end up with enough GE left over to pick up one of the great air options. So you could have you could pick up a BTD-1, so you can bomb the snot out of everything in your ground RB. You could pick up the XP50, which I'm not really recommending, but it's only 1750 and it's a great KD. That even leaves you plenty to pick up an A6M2. I mean, you'll have that and to spare. So there's a lot of great options that you could use the GE from the pack to buy an additional plane or premium plane to go with your T29 tank. If they're not doing a big 50% off sale, the T20 is a pickup. I would definitely go its route. This is me speculating here, but I don't believe Gaijin's got that one on tap to go up any higher. The 76mm gun really does not do well much above that BR range just because of how everything lines up. So definitely like the T20. I drive it. I enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. If you're looking for the airplane side of it, the P51 D20, not only do you get the 2,000 Golden Eagles, you'll still have $5 left over, and you'll be able to use that and the Golden Eagles to pick up another premium if you want, or just save them for another rainy day. If you're not looking for, if they don't do the 50% off sale, I'd be picking up the A6M2 and playing it in ARB. I think that thing's great in that BR range, and I think it's a good plane. Should be a lot of fun, and mainly that's what I look for when I look for a premium, is something that's fun and useful overall. Alternatively, I like the BTD1. It's a lot of fun when you fly it just right. So you got a bunch of options there, some really good ones, but that's my summary, and I'm sticking to it. If you have thoughts about about other premiums or things that are worth it for the US tree, let me know in the comments below. We'll talk it out and see what we can come up with. Thank you very much for joining me today, and you have a great rest of your day.